Any questions? Welcome back, folks. Wait until you see this piece that I'm about to cut. It's a monster knot with part of the branch. The knot, the branch is right here, folks, and the knot. Would have cut right into the knot. Okay, here we go. This is not easy. Okay, here we are, folks. Look at this. Wow, incredible piece of fatwood. Look at the color. Any questions? Super old knots. Wow, that was incredible. Here we go. Any questions? Not easy. Okay, got another couple of knots that I'm going to want to cut into, and I'm going to get back to the tree that I was on my last video. Stay with me. Here we are. There it comes. Folks, this is one monster knot with a piece of the branch coming out of it. I'm halfway there, folks. This is one incredibly piece of wood to cut through, and it's been raining, so you could see the color of the soil. This is the remains of the rotting, decomposing tree. This is what comes from it. It goes right back into soil, folks. What a beautiful process of nature. Okay, get this on the road here. I have to cut completely through this because I can't push down or pull up. It's like embedded into the ground, so I got to cut this all the way through in order to pull this up. And I'm almost there. I think we got it. Yes. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wait till you see this, folks. Look at that piece. Wow. What An incredible piece of fatwood. Look at that, folks. Look at that. How beautiful that fatwood is, folks. Take a good look. Okay. Welcome back, folks, to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures, and I'm your host, Hiker Lou. And this is volume 21. And I just went ahead and cut these 4 knots from one tree, from this beautiful fallen pine tree. Totally rotted away, as you can see, down to the core. You got the knots exposed. These are some of them that I harvest. So you'll see that. Okay, so these 4 pieces I just harvested, and now we're going to move to the tree that I was at on my last video, volume 20. So right now these are 4 knots that I just cut, and there's another couple of knots on the other tree that I want to harvest, and they're huge knots, folks. It's on such a huge tree, folks. These knots are incredible. The size of them, the diameter, it's huge. I just hope I can get my I just hope I can cut that wood with this blade I have. It's a new blade, and it's been through the mill already. Barely can see the name on that anymore. Oh yeah, it says made in Sweden. This is a great blade, folks. I'm going to buy me another one. It's a budget blade, made in Sweden, and it's about 20 bucks on Amazon.com. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pack up and we're going to head down to the other log, the fallen dead pine tree, and we're going to harvest a couple of knots. Then I'm going to clean up a few pieces before I head out. Then I'm going to clean and cut up a couple of these knots while I'm out here. Then I'm going to make my tracks home. So stay with me, folks. It only gets better. Okay, folks, I'm back. I almost forgot to cut this big one. This is the first one when I saw. This is originally the first one I was going to cut, but then I went to the end of the tree and I got back here where I have my my tools, and I realized I didn't cut this one, so I want to share this cut with you also, folks. And this is one huge piece of wood. This is the knot, and it's right here starts the branch. So let's get this show started. Okay, folks, here we go. Okay, there we go. This is one huge knot, folks, and that's going to make my 5th knot I have, and I could only get a couple more pieces. Then I'm going to start cleaning some of it up while I'm out here. Okay, wow. That was not easy, folks, considering the size of this. Considering the size of this knot. Look how big that is. Look at the color. That is absolutely pure fatwood, folks. And this is the part of the knot, the outside of it. And you can see it's decaying. Beautiful knot. Here it is again, folks. Look at that. Came from here. This is where it came from. And that's it. Okay, what we're going to do, I'm going to shut the cameras down, pack up, and then I'm going to head to the other log and harvest 2 more knots, and that's it for me today, folks, because the size of these knots I got, I've got to have 5 or 6 of them, and this is a lot of weight to carry, and hopefully I can fit it in my pack. Stay with me, folks. It only is going to get better. Okay, welcome back, folks. Now, this is a perfect example of a decaying tree, just to show you what happens as it slowly decays and what comes of it. So this tree has been laying here so long that you can see a new little tree is growing. This small little tree. It's growing right next to it. And these trees take time to grow. Just to give you an idea how long this tree has been laying here, rotting. Now here is one huge knot and branch sticking out of the trunk. And this is all decay right here, folks. You can see this. See how that all breaks up, exposing the knot. You can see those lines. That's the knot, and this is the branch. Okay, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to dig around this, exposing this, and I want to show you another perfect example of a tree that is decaying. Watch this, folks. I'm going to have to show this to you. We're going to come right down the line here, and I just want to show you this perfect example right here, folks. This is the inner core. This is the inside of the tree, and you see perfect example of all this that's rotting. This is all rotting and exposing this hardwood right here. And you can see the same thing right here. This is all decaying. And this eventually is going to show you and expose this part right here. That's the core, the inner part of the tree. And this is what does not have concentrations of fat wood or pine resin, and it slowly decays, leaving the solid piece of wood that has high concentrations of pine resin. And look at that knot, folks, right there. This is one huge knot. Look at that. And that, not to mention that one right there. And the ones in the back. So we're going to get maybe 1 or 2 more of these knots, and I will have to be back because I have enough already. So I'm going to set the camera up, and I'm going to show you. And we are going to harvest this piece. And we're going to harvest this beautiful knot right there, folks, right here. That knot. I'm going to cut that knot, shave and cut up a couple of pieces, and process some of this wood while I'm out here. Then we're going to head down to the cutting table, folks, where I could process some of the wood from my previous video just to catch up to myself. Okay, folks, stay with me. I'll be right back. And I want to show you, this is the knot I'm going to be cutting. And this is the wood that's decaying around it, just to show you, give an idea. And what's left is going to be the core. To show you an idea, folks. Slicing away some of this for you. Give you an idea how this wood is just slowly decomposing and turning back into beautiful soil, folks. That is beautiful, the process of nature. It's going to have nutrients in this soil. It's going to give life to plants, trees, insects, and it's going to be a beautiful process. So here we are. This is the knot. I kind of shaved some of it off, some of the bark. You can see all of this kind of exposing all the way under, so I know where I'm going to cut. So I'm going to start to cut, and this is the knot right here. You can see those grooves. That's the knot that goes into the core, into the tree itself. You can see this, folks. I'm going to cut this away to show you. That is one beautiful right here. This is all solid, folks. Look at that. Cut that away a little bit for you. Look at that. Wow, that is incredible. Okay, so I kind of clean this up so you can see that. This is the knot. Now I'm going to attempt to cut right in the knot, right at the shoulder of this log. This, you hear that? That's solid wood, folks. So here we are. I'm going to try cutting this wood now. Stay with me, folks. Don't know if I can do it or not, but I'm going to try. So I would say right here, that's a good place to cut. All right, here we go. This is going to be one hard knot to cut through, but I'm going to do it. You see, when you're cutting, it's good to hold in the back. Grab it like this. So when you pull and you pull and push and you pull. And just be careful. And always wear gloves when you're cutting. It's a good idea too. You see the way I'm holding this. Okay. Wow. Oh yes. That's definitely fatwood. Of course, we know that. This is one incredible, huge knot, folks. So this knot is going to be at least 10 pounds. Wow. Okay, let's get back to this. I'm about halfway cutting through it already. Oh God. Get ready, folks. Here it is. That's it right there. This is a long piece of wood. Incredible. Look at the size of it. Wow. Wow. Look at it. That is one incredible piece of wood, folks. This is so beautiful. And this is going to be it. And I'm going to I'm going to process some of this wood. Let me show you that. Look at that. This is too long. I can't take this with me like that. I'm going to have to cut that little. Okay, folks. All I can say. Now we're going to get to the cutting table. I have a makeshift cutting table out here in the woods, right on top of this huge log. There's a flat surface that I could work from. Okay. Stay with me, folks. It's only going to get better. Okay, folks, we're back, and this is, you could say, my makeshift cutting table out on this huge, beautiful fallen pine tree. So I'm going to work with the largest piece that I got first. You can see how big this piece is and how beautiful that wood is. Look at that, folks. And that is one incredible big piece. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it right here. I'm going to make a cut right there to trim this down a little bit. I don't believe that there's any good. It's going to be. I don't believe I'm going to find any concentrations of pine resin at this point. So we're going to cut it right there with the saw and see what happens. Here we go, folks. Now you see how this knife cuts just like butter. These smaller pieces of wood are no challenge. Look at that. Just like I said, even though there's concentrations of fat wood, but not what I want. So I'm going to lay this down right there. What I'm looking for is something with a color like that. That's what I'm looking for, folks. So maybe we could cut this down just a little more, about right here, and see if that's close enough to where all that resin is. Just by cutting it, I can feel it is. I'm looking at it. I'm going to leave this wood. This is one huge knot, folks. Look at that. Wow, that's beautiful. That is one beautiful knot. We're just going to lay that right there on the side for now. I'm going to take this knot. See what we got here. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Well, right there, I can see there's concentrations of fat wood in this. Oh yes, I can plainly see that. Look at that, folks. Look at that. All right, we're just going to keep going right along. That's not a lot of resin in the wood, just like I said. Leave that there. Okay. And what we can do. Wow. Okay. What we're going to do is cut right down the middle of this knot. I'm going to cut right down the middle. And this is going to be pretty hard to cut into. But I got my old friendly hatchet here. Look at that. Oh my goodness, folks. All of that. Wow. Look at that pine resin. Serious pine resin there, folks. Look at that. That is incredible. going to cut this right down the middle. Wow. Oh my goodness. Definitely, this is the real thing, folks. That's the real thing. Look at that. Wow. That's incredible. This is serious fatwood here, folks. I just made some quick sticks for you to show you how fast you can just cut this up. Oh my goodness, this is some really rich fatwood right here, folks. Wow, look at that. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. Look. Wow. Look at that fatwood. All of that. That is incredible. Look at that. And this is just from one knot. Look at all these sticks that I got. Look at this. I don't think I can hold them all in my hand. This is one knot, folks. Look at that beautiful, rich fatwood. Resined pine wood. High concentrations of resin. This is just one. Okay, folks, here we are. One last look at the harvest for today. This is volume 21, Scouting Fatwood Stump Adventures. Volume 21, part 1. And look how beautiful that wood is. And look, I cut 2 of those knots up. I just processed 2 of these knot and branches up, folks. And you can see the beauty of this wood. Look at that. Look at that, folks. This is as good as it gets. Look at that, the size of these knots, and especially that one. That is one huge knot, folks. And look at that, the quality, the density of the pine resin that's in this wood. This is serious hardwood, folks. Hard to cut and process. Nothing easy about it. But you can see that. I'm out in the field, and this is my makeshift on this beautiful fallen pine tree. And this is my makeshift table here. And I love stuff like this. I love working outdoors like that. This is Hikaloo from the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures, folks. I'll see you back at the cutting table.